I are live. Wow. Fighting Goodies 2, hello. Ezra, hello. Tony, hello. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all having a good day. I'm getting there. Ugh. Huh, we're back. That's weird. Starry, welcome. Other side of the welcome. Jeff's Obsessions, welcome. Nathan, Go Pirate. Plugsy. Already got 9 in the house. Awesome. Hey, Robert, you ever going to have Joe Bodrake do a metal detecting video? Just wondering. As the supreme leader of detecting? Mark, fell asleep during the hunter and woke up to your stream. Okay. Reed, how you doing, brother? Anybody wants to come on up? It's open mic as always. Just come on up. Well, as you can see, I got my 3D printer set up. I'm pretty sure I got it dialed in. I'm going to start trying to print some stuff tomorrow. So, even though it took me all day to get it done because they neglected a few steps in the manual. Cool, that'd be cool, Robert. Looterate Treasure, welcome, thank you. 10 in the house already, awesome. Oh, I didn't like that. Did anybody else see a flash on the screen? That's not good. And there it goes again. Oh, crap. Hope I'm wrong, but it could be losing me here, people. So, Ezra, you been able to get out and find any cool stuff? Nathan, you probably can't. You probably got about 2 feet of snow, huh? At least. Oh, Mark, coming on up. Nathan, you probably can't. You probably.
Hey, Bill.
Well, how you doing, Mark?
Good. What did I hear about a flash?
My screen glitched a couple times on my computer and my internet. Gene, how you doing? So, I don't know what's going on. I got to get a new computer next month.
There you go.
This one's 10 years old, so it's time.
That's old enough, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, this one I'm using, I like, my last job I had, I was to return it, but.
Oh, well.
You want to fire me? I'm taking something with me.
Heck yeah. I don't blame you.
Damn.
Well, I bought this one in 2012 as a backup, then my other one died. So I've been using this ever since. And it's really strange because it's a mid-size desktop case, but the motherboard's only 4 inches square. It's like one of those little tabletop ones.
Yeah. Yep.
That was the only year that Hewlett Packard did that. I guess people got pissed off because you can't upgrade it. You can't add anything to it. So if I would have known that, I would have never bought it.
Yeah, but it's something they never tell you. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like I've been having problems setting up this 3D printer, and the company in Japan has no tech support.
Yeah.
They tell you, oh, there's this guy on our Facebook page in America that does the tech support. Well, I get on there, he goes, I no longer do this, go to a forum. Oh, gee, thanks.
And trying to find the answer in a forum.
Yeah. Well, what I did is I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and the first I watched, I mean, the guys had theirs up and running, and they neglected to tell me about one little adjustment you might actually have to make because they might have forgotten it at the factory, which is what happened. So when I came to this East Indian guy talking about the printing, he goes, always do this. I went, gee, the other guys didn't mention that.
And it works, right?
And now pretty sure it's going to work, no problem. Speaking Greek to me, I have the tech skills of a 2-year-old. Well, you're 1 year ahead of me, Nathan. I'm learning as I go.
Yeah, Nate, I have no idea how to work a 3D printer either. I'm lucky I can work a regular printer.
This is my first time, but I ran sheet metal equipment. I had to program it for. This is a 3-axis machine, and I programmed machines were 3 to 8 axis. So I think I can.
There you go. You got it. Yeah, I can't wait for you to make the first coil stiffener because I need one.
I can do that. More likely, we're going to make coil stiffeners. You're going to make the little clamps that go on and hold the coil wire in place so it doesn't rattle all over.
Yep.
I'm also going to make key rings that look like little detecting coils with people's logo on it.
That's cool.
And take the same thing with the name on it and put a holder in it so you can have a pen at your desk.
That looks like a metal detector.
Looks like a metal detector. I was even thinking of making a little clip-on control unit and armrest, so really look like
it. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? Marty.
Dinner's done, but I'll be lurking in the background. Brian, how you doing? Marty Vistrol. Yeah, thanks for the practical Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Oh, Clark Stove is coming up too.
Hey guys.
Hi, Robert.
Hey, did anybody get to see my video today where they guest starred?
That was good.
That was a good video. I'm glad it worked out better than I thought. It did.
Yeah, I'm glad it did good for you. I'm glad. Yeah.
Hi, everything treasure. Welcome. We got 20 people in the house.
Nice, Bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Robert, I got to remember you guys doing a stream on Saturdays now. I got to remember that.
Yeah, Bill. That's not going to. It's not going to be anything permanent.
Oh.
Nah. I don't know if this Saturday we'll be doing one or not. We'll more than likely not. I mean, it's just something we're kind of playing around with. We're trying to find us a spot. I don't think Saturday night's going to be it because through the summertime, 8 o'clock, we're going to be out doing stuff. You know, we're liable to be outside siding, metal detecting. So we can't commit to that time right now. So.
And don't forget that you're going up against MA linemen at that time.
So
yeah,
we've just been playing around with that time right now, just to have something to do.
Yeah. Well, that's why I moved my time back a half an hour because the Hunter GT was gone there for a while, but now that he's back, I moved it back so I wouldn't be half hour into his show. So, and there's so many more people doing live streams and stuff now. It's like, wow.
They figured the crazy winter months we can't get out.
Yeah.
Do something for our channel.
That's like AAP Variety. He's doing, what is it, 2 or 3 lives a day right now?
Yep.
It's like, wow.
Yep. Is Melissa there, Bob? I can't see her.
She's still getting over her. She ended up with what I had,
Okay.
but she don't have it as bad as I did. But she's took medicine and out, so
Good.
she's over there snoring, snoozing.
Hurry up, tape record it.
Yeah.
Hi, Cynthia.
Oh, Cynthia's here.
Number one
Hey, Cynthia.
cheerleader for metal detecting's in the house.
Yep.
Jimmy Clark, welcome.
Yeah, I heard that.
Starry?
Bill. Yep.
Huh?
Marty's
What,
at
who?
1,000.
Marty, what?
Marty digs it. Marty is nuts about digging. He made his
Oh, he's
1,000
here?
mark.
Hi, Marty. Well, Marty Vistral's here.
And I don't see the other Marty.
Just got approved, officially a YouTuber. Thank you all for the support.
That's it.
Bob was a good share.
Just got approved officially a YouTuber. So we're unofficial YouTubers here. I've
All
never.
right,
I
Brian.
don't think I've ever gotten anything saying I'm an official YouTuber. Oh,
As far as I know, I was an official YouTuber the day I signed up on YouTube.
Yeah.
and the first stream you do, the first show you put up.
Bye, Ezra.
Ezra's here.
I think he means he hit a. Did you hit 1,000 subs, Brian? Don't know.
Hey, Jim.
But Jim Steele, hello, welcome.
Hey, Robert, on your Apex, is there
Yeah.
any like negative thing that you have about it?
No.
It's not nose heavy or anything.
No, I've got
Really?
that. I got that little bitty small. Got the little bitty
Okay.
small coil on it now.
That took care of it.
Dude, man, it weighs nothing.
Well, the arm part where it goes, from the control box up. But
Yeah.
how far does it go on your arm?
Right about right here.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good balance point. Because
Yeah,
the other Ace, like the 250 and 300, they only come like to here. So they tire your wrist out, they tire your back out.
Oh my goodness, when I will use, if I'm not filming or anything and I'm using my AT Pro, the one usually Melissa uses, that thing's like using a compared to the Apex, it's like weighing a ton. Arms like, oh my God, I can't believe I used to swing this thing. Yeah. And then if you put a bigger coil on there, but yeah, I mean it. But now I didn't really mind the original, the factory coil, the Viper coil. It's not too bad, but shoot, put that little bitty coil on there, and it's perfect.
Because I've been toying around with getting a backup machine.
Oh, Brian, you didn't offend anybody. Don't worry about it.
What? But Brian, no, we were jagging around.
The only thing is it's not waterproof, but
Right.
I never, I'm not, even if it starts sprinkling or raining, we head in. So that never mattered to me that it was not waterproof. As long as I can get the coil in the water,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
that's a big one there.
Yeah. I don't know whether I want to get the Legend next or Apex. I mean, I like them both, so I like the Apex. Yeah.
I mean, it's all just in whatever you want. I mean, I'm not going to try to steer anyone towards anything,
Right.
It's just whatever you want to get and use for backup or whatever.
Well,
That's why I was such a latecomer to the Equinox. Everybody's going, buy it, get it, go buy it. You'll like it, go buy it. I'm like, no, I'm not getting it now. So I got it on my own terms, and yeah, they were right. I did like it, but don't tell me to go get it.
Nah, yeah. I don't like the peer pressure.
Nope.
Yeah.
no. Yeah,
Well,
I just
Bill,
like
you got
multi-frequency, even though there are two single frequency machines I really like. I like the Technetics T2.
Yeah.
I got to use one once. I liked it. And I like the new Bounty Hunter Time Ranger Pro because it's basically the same thing as the G2 and cheaper. So
And
nice.
there's nothing wrong with a bounty hunter. I tell you what, they find the stuff too.
No, I found
I
a
just
lot of
like a lot
silver
of bells
with
and
my old,
whistles.
with my old Tracker 4. Yeah. $80 machine.
Yeah, yeah. That's why you go into these forums and people say, I'm just starting out. What machine should I get? Equinox. No.
No. Go get yourself a bounty hunter. Make sure you
Yeah.
like the hobby first before you
Right.
Yeah.
back
Because that's what I
home.
always ask people. What do you want to do? What do you expect? Are you going to be a beach hunter or are you going to be a land hunter?
I
And
saw
get
two
the feel
guys
for 'em.
that got
What's up,
in the
Bill?
hobby. The old man bought a AT Pro and every bit of gear that goes with it.
Yeah.
And his son bought an Ace 400 and all gear. And neither of them liked the hobby after 5 hours.
Yeah.
So, and I just missed out because he sold the AT Pro with a spare coil, the belt, everything, pinpointer, $375. So I had 5 hours on it. Yeah.
Wow.
Even though I wouldn't have kept it, I would have bought it, just turn around and make some money off of it.
Yeah, make some profit.
I couldn't
Because
believe
usually
that.
they
I
go
told
for
the guy,
like $600-700.
Yeah. The guy goes, sorry, I just sold it. I went, dang.
That's right, Cynthia. It isn't the machine, it's how well you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Only how well? Location.
Yeah, location and how well you know it. Yep, both.
You get a good spot. The only time I ever went to a hunt was in Sacramento. And the guy that won overall, they had like 10 winners for the end of the day. And the number one winner used an old Bounty Hunter Big Bud Pro. That's the one with the meter on it.
Yep.
But another guy was there that was selling detectors, but he had the display out there of all of his finds over like the past 5 years. Some really great stuff. I said, what'd you use? And he held up a Bounty Hunter Quicksilver.
There you go.
Yep. You know, another $100 machine. And he had one big old tray of nothing but silver rings and stuff, you know.
Yeah, dealing with disappointment. You're right there, digologist. Don't think you're going out and finding gold and silver on every hole.
Yeah.
You're going to dig more garbage than you dig treasure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you go into this hobby with the mindset of I'm going to get gold, no, you're going to last a day.
Yep.
But if you talk to everybody around, you get an idea of what's going on, then you're like, okay, I can deal with this.
Yeah. Oh, it's like I had a bunch of detectors I sold years ago, and I remember this lady pulling up. She goes, I want to go find lots of treasure. I'm going, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that's few and far between.
Yep.
But she was one of those ones. She goes, well, I've seen him on the shows. I go, that's a show. That's not real life. You know?
Yep. Yeah, I blame a lot of those shows for making it look like it's beep, 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 gold. Oh, beep, 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 silver. Wow. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more like beep, 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 beep. Pop tab. Beep, 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 beep. Pull tab.
Bottle
Beep, beep,
cap.
beep, beep. Can slaw.
Rusty nail.
Yeah.
Zinc penny. Zinc penny.
Oh,
Zinc
yeah.
penny.
Half a zinc penny.
Half a zinc penny.
What's left of them?
Ooh, a Wheatie. Yeah.
One man's trash is another detectorist trash. Got that right, Brian.
Yeah.
And by the way, Brian, congrats on hitting 1,000 and getting monetized. Excellent.
Yeah, good
T-shirt,
job, Brian.
hello. Jessup Session. I still have my 35-year-old Radio Shack.
Oh wow. Does it still work?
Yeah, does it still work, Jeff? I mean,
I got a
rid
Radio
of mine.
Shack sitting in the corner that broke.
I got rid of mine years ago, and I had two Harbor Freight 9 Funks, and I gave them away.
Yeah, I gave mine away too.
But I was surprised for a $35 detector. That thing paid for itself in like 3 days.
Well, your buddy Wildcat Crick, isn't that he ran that forever? The Harbor Freight.
Oh, he still does. In fact, I gave him one.
Really?
I sent one to him and one to somebody else. So I have a backup. The only thing, the machines are real flimsy, and a lot of the times the computer board in there, they would forget to run it through a wash after they made it, and that's why they have problems. So he taught me to take the board out, wash it off, get all the crap off of it, and they work a lot better. Plus, how to make adjustments to the side to get another inch or two out of it.
I'm gonna try that with that Radio Shack one I got. Maybe that's all that's wrong with it. Some contamination on the board.
It could be.
What did you recommend to use? Spray alcohol?
Yeah, no, you could use spray alcohol. He just had used a bottle of rubbing alcohol. That's what I used. Washed it off. Then let it dry out. But it worked. I got another 1.5 inches out of the machine. It worked better than I gave it to him. Yeah.
It's darn good.
So what I really love, the things had great recovery speed and they're dead on the pinpoint.
Right in that little center.
Yeah.
That's where you'd find your coin.
Yeah. And when you notched out the junk, it notched it out.
I think I gave mine away to my neighbor who let me metal detect his yard.
You ever run into that kid that you gave that detector to?
I spoke to his mother, and they are just waiting for the weather to get a little warm. I mean, he's super excited still. He wants to do it. It's just that the grind's too froze. He just can't break through the grind.
Yeah, we're going to get out this weekend finally.
Good.
Yeah. I have to get out and learn how to metal detect all over again.
Yeah, it's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Micronauta 3000, 1979. Hey, Rivendell Coins. Good machine. I love them old Radio Shack.
Hey, Jonathan.
But yeah, Bill, I have in mind to do a Joe Bob metal detecting video, and it's just putting it together because it's going to take me and Melissa both to do it. But when I do it, it's going to be, of course, it'll be a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see that. Supreme Leader Joe Bob Rake metal detecting.
It's just getting around to doing it,
Yeah.
But
I want to see that chick that you know, Bill, come involved too with this. Wilhelmina, whatever her name is.
Bolima?
Bolima?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I did with that wig, so I have to get another one. I did that one time at a place I worked. Guys were out there arguing. I was getting mad at the whole crew. So I go in and throw on a wig, and we had these foam end caps that went over stuff for shipping that were round. So I threw a couple of those under my shirt. And I walked out on the production floor. Dead silent.
It worked.
It worked. I said, okay, now they got your attention. We got 3 radios in here on different stations driving me nuts. Hand them over. We're going to be silent for a while. But it was so funny. I mean, I had a couple of people look at me going. But, that grabs people's attention.
Yep. Yeah, the shock value alone gets their attention.
Yeah, 6'6" guy coming out with boobs and long hair.
Yep. Well, guys, I'm gonna jump off. I just want to come up and say hi, Bill. Hi,
Well, thanks
Rob.
for coming, Mark.
Yep.
Yeah, Mark.
I'll be in the chat lurking.
Sounds good.
You lurker, you.
Gotta lurk, man. That's how you find
Gotta
all the
lurk.
good juicy stuff out.
Yeah, to let people know too, in case I'm watching your shows, but I'm doing it on
No, I
TV
do.
a lot. You know?
Yeah, when I get on to somebody's show, I'll go now entering professional lurking mode.
Well, the
So
problem
they
is
all
you
know
can't
I'm
do it
there,
on
but just
TV.
hanging out.
You know, they're getting the hours, but they don't know I'm watching them because you can only watch the. You know, you
Yep.
can't. So.
All righty. Take care, guys. Good talking to you.
Thank
Later,
you, Mark.
Bye.
We'll wait for you lurking. Alley Cat, hello, welcome. Bugs, that's how it worked for me too. I got a cheap ass detector, and many years back. Well, it wasn't cheap at the time; it was expensive, but back in the '70s, and I think it took me 3 days, and I got my first silver quarter. That was it, man. It's like, oh yeah. Of course, back in the '70s, it was a lot easier to find silver. Johnny Small Pepper, welcome.
Talking about long hair, Bill, you was putting out some videos here a couple of weeks ago, some throwback videos where you actually had some curls going on back there.
Yeah. I might let it grow back out, but I got hair that's like wire, so it's really hard to take care of. It's just easier to shave it off and not worry about it.
Mine ain't going to grow back like it used to, no matter what. It's just
When I let it get long, like you saw in my old videos, they would actually charge me an extra $5 at the barber to cut it. They go, "You got really stiff, hard hair." I go, I can't help that, you know. I mean, so, yeah. So I just bought the buzzer, do it myself.
Yeah. It's best. It's easiest.
Yep. And like I remember a landlord friend of mine, he goes, "You know the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut?" I go, "No." He goes, 3 days.
Yeah.
It'll grow back on 3 days, so it'll be fine.
Later, Jimmy Cook. Good night.
Ray's in the house. Hi, Ray. Ray got some silver. That was nice. Now, Rob Clark might be here around 10. He's got company, so that's why he's not here right now.
No.
If I can even stay awake that long tonight. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Let's see. Marty probably can't get on the hunt. That's another thing. That's one thing I miss about California, even though they say it's going to keep doing drought and fires. But hi, Deej. Deej, I'm so sorry I was late to your stream tonight. I just let the time get away from me. Hello, Lewis.
Look like I'm in the Blair Witch Project. Yeah. I'm sitting here in the dark. Melissa's over here asleep. So, yeah.
I live in the Blair Witch Project, so don't.
Hey, we are out in the middle of the woods, so never know. Except I won't sit here with a snot running out my nose and cry.
Okay, Dig Always, watch my video called "You Will Think This Is a Fake Epic Silver Finds." Okay, Dig Always, I'll watch that. I'll remember that. Jason, BC Trails, welcome.
BC Treasure Trails needs to get a hold of Clark's Cove Detecting. I need your address.
You better do it.
At Clark's Cove Detecting at gmail.com. Yep.
You better do it. So, Deej, you got the package. Enjoy it. I'm glad you got it. It was only like 2 months late. Sorry about that. Well, remember, I don't know if you remember, I had a Christmas stream and we did a giveaway and she won it. And I just, of course, I want a Christmas stream that week too, and I still haven't got it. So I'm not the only one.
We've been receiving our mail pretty decently here lately from any little wins we've been getting. It they've been getting here pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
I mean, some of it looks like it's been used for soccer practice or something, but
Yeah.
we're getting
Well,
it.
get me. The post office doesn't have any problem getting letters to me, but packages, they seem to have a big problem. It's like I got 3 that are over more than a week overdue and still in transit. Yeah. One just flat. No, it wasn't post office. Blue Care Delivery, which I'd never heard of, was supposed to said they dropped something off at my front porch and we got a camera. And they told me at the time, I said, well, nothing on the video. And then they told me, well, the tracking number doesn't match anything we have. So I got hold of the seller and I got reimbursed right away. That was really strange. But,
Hey, Tom Riley, welcome.
Tom, welcome. Hello. Oh, Cynthia took off. Good night, Cynthia. Sorry. Didn't see it. But, yeah, with the COVID thing and short on employees, I got a feeling it's going to be a while before things get delivered, get straightened out.
Yeah.
My favorite one here is Federal Express. Now, Clarksville is almost 200,000 people, yet they don't have a Federal Express here. And the ones they do send here out of Nashville are third party. It's not actual Federal Express employees. One day the guy pulls up and I'm sitting on the porch having a cigarette. He opens the back door of the van and everything falls out on the ground. They first bring me my boxes. I said, "You got to be kidding! You think I'm going to take that?"
We've had Federal Express drivers pull up here. They were driving U-Haul trucks.
Yeah. These guys use budget rental trucks. So it's like when I saw everything hit the ground and the first box had the one corner crushed in about 4 inches, I went, "Yeah, I ain't taking that."
Yeah.
But, the guy just was standing there looking at me dumbfounded, like, "Why?" It's like, really?
Yeah, really. I don't know.
Jeez. Got 16 in the house. Who's all in here? We got Digologist. Gotta remember, watch his. You need 4x4 FedEx trucks up your way. No, we just need intelligent people that can deliver a package without throwing it on the road first.
Yeah.
Or what gets me is we get stuff from a lot of stuff delivered and it says right in everything their websites, ring the front doorbell so we know there was a delivery. And nobody ever does it. Like, what's hard about ringing the doorbell?
They just meanly just drop it on the porch and leave.
Yeah, and then of course we got a porch. It's raining. They don't bring it up to the front door. They leave it at the edge of the porch so it gets wet. That's the one that gets me. It's like, oh, come on. You couldn't take 3 more steps and get it out of the rain?
Yeah, really. Shoot, they do as least as possible.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And they got a rule, I guess it's everywhere with the post office. If there's a vehicle parked within 15 feet of a mailbox, they don't have to deliver the mail. And they take that to heart here in Clarksville because I don't get it. They got these huge lots. They're good sized lots of houses to sit on, and the narrow, stinking streets that are brand. This subdivision is only 5 years old, and its streets are narrower than the old streets in old downtown. It's like, why did you do that? You got these huge yards, and you make little dinky narrow street that if there's 2 vehicles parked across from each other, I don't care what you're driving, one person's got to stop and let you go through from the other direction. You can't pass each other in there. It's like, why would you do that?
Well, a lot of the a lot of these towns and roads were made before the traffic problem that we have today. So, and I guess they just never thought that traffic would ever get as bad as it's got. So,
Yeah, but like I said, this subdivision is only 5 years old, so it's like
oh, okay. So I thought you was talking more like an older
no, the
older
streets in the
neighborhood.
subdivision are narrower than old downtown Clarksville. That's 150, 200 years old. It's
Than
like,
poor yeah.
yeah,
Planning.
stupid
Definitely.
planning. That goes beyond poor.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Oh well.
Dirt Diggers
Dirt Diggers
UK.
UK, welcome. Mr. Real, thank you for being here. Well, Lewis, I understand they have released the Legend. They're going to be hitting here in the U.S. pretty soon. I just learned that on Hunter's GT's stream before mine started. He's getting some, or somebody's getting some, anyways. Okay, Deej, got any maybe 3 or 4 inches long? Would be the best. It's been a while since I've done it. Tony says along the lines of piss poor planning. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like welcome to Tennessee. Believe me.
Well, you ought to come up here and watch them fill potholes while it's 15 degrees out and snowing, and they're out filling potholes here in our town now. That's
Yeah.
I said they might as well be out there shoving dollar bills down in them holes and tamping it down because that's a waste of money.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
sad.
Sad but true. Yeah, I know. You look at some of these places, you go, "What are you guys thinking?" I mean, come on, you know. Uh-oh. There you go. You unfroze.
It's a glitch.
Oh, shipping to the U.S. next week, huh? Other side of the boat. Okay. Wish they'd send me one. That ain't gonna happen. Sounds like a night at the club wasting dollars. Actually, practical Ken, that'd probably be better. Wouldn't really be wasted money if you got wasted, you know. Oh, excuse me. And BC, how's the weather? How many feet of snow you got up there? Uh-oh, lost Rob. See if he comes back. Whoa, excuse me, people. Dang. Ken, got the movie. Thank you. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I know I'm here the next week. I'm going to try to get to it. Wow, excuse me. Oh, God. Okay, I found some more wood. It's about all they ever find. That's 99% of what they find is wood. Look at this. It was a beam. So what? I can. It's easy to pick movies apart, but my favorites are the old sci-fi and horror movies from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. You know, the really bad B movies where you can see the 2x4s that move the monsters around and stuff. Those are just such a hoot. You know, they're schlock, but they're good schlock. You're back. What did you miss? You missed the dancing girls, Nathan. But how much snow you got there, Nathan? String broke. Thanks for being up here, Rob. Yeah, believe me, no worries, Rob. It's one of them nights, one of them days. I got glitches in my computer, glitches in the internet. Some oak on Wood Island would really impress me. Hell, if they actually found something on Oak Island, it would impress me. Good night, Nick. Yeah, darn, you missed the dancing girls, Nathan. But, yeah, I watched that show for about the first 3 or 4 years, and after that, I went, man, this is enough. They never find anything. And as much as they've torn up that island, they should have found something by now. If they're not saying that it was never there, but somebody else already found it. That's what I'm thinking, because they've been looking for it for a couple hundred years. So. No snow, but plenty on the ground in Montana. Mm. Well, Nathan, you're gonna get yourself new news too. Yeah, we all find more than they do. Yeah, they don't even find any pull tabs or stuff, and you're telling me there's no pull tabs there? Come on. Hi, Dan. Yeah, I think what they found that cross, which they tried to say is real old, but I remember seeing those crosses back in the 70s, identical to that at hippie shops. So, yeah, at some point when the money finds me. Yeah, I hear you on that. So at some point, when I get the money, I want to get a legend. But that's a ways down the road. Legend or an Apex, I'm not sure which. Probably the Legend. I'm leaning towards that. But excuse me. Oh, yeah, Ken, I understand that. What I really hate is when you watch war movies and they got the gear completely wrong, the weapons completely wrong. You're looking at, like a lot of them older movies, they would dress up um, Patton tanks and call them Panzers and throw them in the movie, stuff like that. Or here comes a German soldier wearing a check helmet, shooting an M1 carbine. Come on, get it right. Or one time I was watching a World War II movie and the guys had Alice packs from the Vietnam War on their backs. Like, no. You just found a square nail. I got a whole jar full of them things. A big jar. Only a couple of them were really cool because one was really small and one, it was a rectangular square nail. It wasn't square. It was really flat and wider another direction. and steel, not iron. So, which I thought was strange. So it was a modern version of a square nail. Good night, Nathan. Yeah, we're all getting old. RPG 7. See, I had an argument with my guy a couple of years back because the new ones, I think they're all the way up to an RPG 15 now, Ken.
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Gene, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Man, you guys had an awesome hunt the other night.
Yeah. It was really good. There's actually a find from that we're still researching. I didn't know what it was. I still don't exactly know what it is, but it's possibly like the end for a like a sheath for a dagger. A chape is what it would have been called, I guess.
Do you have it there with you close by?
I don't have it close by. I have a picture that I took this afternoon. I actually put it on ID Me just to see if anybody could help me with it, just to make sure that's what it is. It's brass, and it was gold plated. I've got it in this picture. I've got it next to a dime, so you can kind of see the size of it.
Oh, okay. I remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, it's still got some gold plating on it. It's on the one end. It is, let's see, which end is that? This end. It's solid brass, and it's hollow. And actually, Ken in the chat, he's the one that picked it out. He said, I think that's a chape. And so I started doing some research on it, and I mean, it looks a lot. I mean, there's such variation in those things. We looked it up, and it looks, from the style, it looks pretty old, like 1500, 1600, something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a great find.
I had no clue what it was when I pulled it out of the ground. I said, "Anybody know what this is?" And Ken jumped out right away, started saying that, and I was kind of not being dismissive, but I was like, "That would be awesome," but I don't think that's what it is. And then he sent me a picture of something he found. I was like, "Oh my goodness, it might be it." So today we cleaned it. We hadn't even cleaned it yet.
That's considering where you're located at.
Yeah.
So,
we hadn't even cleaned it. To be completely honest, it was in the trash bucket outside. and at 11 o'clock last night, I went out and dug through all the trash till I found it.
Yeah.
And then today we got it cleaned up, and once all that dirt came off of it, you could see the gold plating underneath. Yeah. And they don't gold plate just everything,
Yeah.
So,
but on throwing something good away, been there, done that. And when I went back to get it, unfortunately, it was gone. So.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I'm sure we've all done that, right?
Well, I found this big piece of iron with a number on it. One end pointed. It was broken. I guess would have been right in the middle. And I said, I don't know what this is. So I threw it in the trash can. And Not Right Johnny. I don't know if you've ever seen his channel.
Mm-mm. I mean, I've seen his name, but I haven't.
He's in New Hampshire. Well, he's been doing this stuff for years. And he sent me a picture. He goes, that is half of a fifth wheel of a mid-1800s horse-drawn carriage. And he was right.
Wow.
And I threw it away.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Well, I had a similar situation with a Model T valve stem cover.
Uh-huh.
We dug it up and thought it was like a screwdriver handle. And I said, that's weird that it would be threaded on the inside like that. That's really strange. And I mean, it was like we were just a couple months into metal detecting, threw it away, got rid of it. And then that week we just as life goes so many times, that week we were watching Plugmaster Ford. He pulls one exactly like it out of the ground. He goes, oh yeah, it's a Model T valve stem cover. And I was like, so I ran out to the trash bucket and we had already emptied it. But
yeah.
We found another one later on.
Park Rat Pat, and he found an old stem cover, but then he pulls up this cap and he goes, looks like junk. I said, no. I hope you read this. That's the distributor cap to a Model T.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And luckily he read it and he goes, "Is that what that is?" I go, "Yeah, that's a Model T distributor cap. Those are most people find the points in the stem and the cover, but that one's a rare one to find, so don't toss it."
I've seen lots of people find the points. I would even know what that is
Yeah.
coming out of the ground. Not that I know anything about a Model T, but I've seen enough of them dug up, you know?
Yeah, and and you wouldn't think that it is because it's a round cap with like it almost looks like a Zerk fitting for grease out of the top and 4 more around the sides. But that is the distributor cap for a Model T.
Wow.
So
Interesting. We have had
Juice, welcome.
honestly an awesome month.
Yeah.
Last night was kind of the start of it. And we're about a month ahead right now with our videos. We're actually going to have a video Thursday of another hike on island, because we like to do that every once in a while. But in a couple weeks, Gene finds 1,700 silver, two silver coins in the same day, and they're both the same size. One we can read, one we can't, but one says 1716 on it. And this year we kind of challenged ourselves to dig up 100 rings in the year, and right now we're standing at 13. So
All right.
we're on track there. So it's been a good start to the year.
Yeah, it has. That's real good. Yeah. I gotta be able to get back out and get detecting.
Yeah, we're very blessed with the weather where we live. So.
Well, it's not just the weather. Like I said before, it's illegal here except for private permissions. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It really sucks because there's a lot of big areas around here that are public, but you just can't do it.
Is it because people in the past did and just didn't take care of?
I don't know the reason why. They wouldn't tell me when I called the city. I go, nothing. No parks and that. Nope, not allowed. The only thing that I could figure is this was supposedly an area, hotbed of the Civil War here in Clarksville, supposedly. I don't remember any battles that went through here, but anyways, I think it's archaeologists got shut down. So I know they do that in a lot of places. So
Yeah. I see Deej says she can't wait till the ground thaws so she can start digging. I remember that growing up in Michigan. I grew up in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and man, it was just once it got frozen. I mean, there was just nothing you could do for months. I mean, it was whatever you were doing outside, it was done.
That's like back home in California, it was that way in the winter when it snowed and froze because you got the red clay up there. That freezes. It's like it, and you couldn't dig it until over halfway through summer, and even that was hard as a rock. So.
Yeah, clay's a different beast.
Yeah. Brian, I got Relics, Rhode Island. Oh, welcome. A lot of bag seals, huh? That's cool. But yeah, you guys have done really, really good this year. Of course, you do get a lot of good finds there at St. Croix. So.
Yeah, we kind of have everything going for us. So there's more than one of me. There's a few of us out there looking. Nobody else detects.
Next.
And it's always 85.
Yeah.
And there's been people here since the 1500s. So, we got a lot of things going for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Weather, location, and no competition. That's a bet in 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty nice setup.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be in North Carolina next week. I have a trip to Raleigh, a conference I have to go to. And so I'll be there for about 4 days, leaving Sunday and then coming back here on Thursday.
Raleigh, never been there.
Me either. got our first gold ring on Saturday. Of the 13, we have one gold. And okay, so far all of our rings this year are at the beach, except for that gold. That gold I dug up at a plantation.
Really?
Yep. Now
At
it's
a
not old,
plantation? Wow.
but it's a modern drop. But
Oh,
yep.
okay.
It was just weird to see it because it was a 910 on the Knox. I just knew it was going to be a little scrap of aluminum, just can slaw.
Yeah.
Dig it up, and as soon as the plug flipped over, it was just sitting up on top, just as pretty as it could be. I said, "Gene, get over here! I think I got gold." And sure enough,
Dang. I only
let me
found
show you one
gold.
I found at the beach on Saturday. It's unique. I've never found one like it. It's like on a monitor in the hospital for your heart rate.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Be right back, folks. I gotta get some coffee. Talk to Juice.
All right.
Be right
So
back.
I'll show you guys since Bill's gone for now. This is a ring I found this weekend. Has anybody ever found a ring like this? It's like a heart rate. Pretty cool. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah.
Nice ring, Gene.
You did get to see it? Yeah. So it's silver. It's 925, and it's like a heart rate, which is pretty cool. It's massive.
That is cool.
It is a big ring. Like
Dang.
It fits right over my middle finger. I mean, it's big ring. But
Swing that thing. Welcome. So 13 rings for you. You'll make 100 by the end of the year.
yeah, I think so.
Oh.
The funny thing is, of my other boys, Seth doesn't really detect, but he sees. He looks at the ground. He's always got his eyes to the ground, and he finds some crazy stuff. I'm telling you. And the other day, you guys know I'm a pastor, but the church where I'm the pastor, we also have a school, and so he comes running into the school office, and he's like, "Dad, look what I just found." And he said he's walking along, and in the dirt, he could see just the barely the edge of it, but it was a silver ring. Picked it up out of the ground. It was just had been stepped on and down into the mud. So he finds stuff like that all the time.
It's amazing what you can find on the ground just by looking. Just keeping your. I learned that from a friend of mine that was homeless for years. He was always looking at the ground.
Yep.
And I walked out of a store one day, and at first I thought it looked like a key ring. Where you slide the key on.
Yep.
Wait, that's not a key ring. I picked it up. It was a woman's toe ring with a little dove on it. Silver.
Wow. Wow.
So,
you just never know. You don't. He's found rings in downtown on sidewalks. He's found rings at the beach. He's found a ring snorkeling. Just by looking, not detecting.
Yeah, it is amazing. I work for companies where I had to go work in parking lots of businesses. You walking down a hedge road, and you look over, and there's a $20 bill stuck in the hedge. It blew out of somebody's hand, and the hedge caught it. So,
wow.
Just
Ezra
amazing.
said his friend just found a 43 steel penny in some fill dirt at a job site. That's crazy.
Yep. Hey, Bernie, welcome. Bernie's in the house. St. Lucie, Swamp Rat Nation. Howdy. You never find rings. Oh, you'll find one someday, Swamp Rat. You will.
Yeah.
Oh, Bernie's another one. Finds some good old stuff out there in Florida.
I mean, just to
Good night,
give a
Hughes.
little insight into me, it was a long time before I realized on StreamYard I could change from the private chat over to the comments. I
Oh,
used to
yeah.
go back and forth between my YouTube and which I had muted, and then back over to StreamYard. And then one day somebody said, "You can change it over the comments." And I looked up, sure enough, there it is. I mean, it's just a button, but you know.
Well, that's like I don't run the YouTube on mine because this part will work fine StreamYard, but you go to try to watch on YouTube and it's slow and jerky, and it's like they don't like running together on this computer. So it's like I don't do
Yep.
it. Now you get people complain. They go, "We'll put it up on YouTube. Well, just come over to StreamYard, and you know." They said it messes it up, so I'm not going to run that.
Yep. I see Brian said he just got permission to go inside the fence at his permission. I'm sure that's because they saw that he was taking care of the ground, you know,
Yep.
where he was digging already. That's one of the biggest things I think we can, you know, make it good for everybody or really bad for everybody, depending on how we take care of this hobby, you know?
Yeah. Leave it like you found it. Or like I yelled at a guy one day because they were doing some remodeling in an old park and they had it fenced off. And this guy took his detector and he squeezed through the opening, even though the gates were closed and chained. And I go, "Did you ask permission?" He goes, "Oh, the heck with him." I go, "Oh man, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, that's gives us all a bad name."
Yeah. Sure enough.
Or one guy, I never ran into him. I wish I would have. He was bad enough to dig a hole and leave it, but if it was rusted iron, he'd just throw it out on the ground. And this was back in a wooded section, back in a big park, trails going through the trees. I walked around one big hole right next to a tree. As you went around it, piece of iron sticking straight up out of the ground about a foot with a sharp edge. I thought, man. So I dug it up the rest of the way, got it out there, and then filled the hole in. I thought that would be real good for some kid to go flying down that trail and catch that.
Yep. Yep.
But some people just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's more so than they don't think about it. They just don't care. You know, that is really it.
Yeah, they just don't care.
Yeah.
Gene, are you going to the Florida Hunt 8 this weekend?
No, I wish. We were wanting to, but I've got this conference that's the same weekend, so.
Oh,
I'll be
wow,
in
Brian.
Carolina.
Brian, 29 silvers, the same permission on the outside of the fence.
Yep.
Dang.
He's just started showing those videos, and they're just, I mean, it's location, you know?
Yeah. I don't care how good a detector you have. If there isn't anything there, you're not going to find anything.
You can't find what's not there. Nope.
Yeah.
It's a school and church, and nobody's ever detected it. And, you know, dates back 100 years or more than 100 years. So, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff there.
Cool.
Yep.
The only few permissions I got that were old, and surprised I asked people, has anybody ever metal detected? Not to my knowledge. Got there and I found absolutely nothing. Nothing. Yeah. You know, one house I knew was built like 1891 because I saw it on the Sanborn Fire map, you know. And I go down there, it's almost a full acre lot. I found a 1988 Memorial penny, and that was it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I go across town to this 1950s house, some little dump. I started pulling up silver quarters and all kinds of cool stuff. It's like, I don't get it. You know.
Hey, there have been several times that we've dug up items that we know are older than the property, you know, that we know to be there. You know, you see the date, like you said, on the house or whatever, you know that when it was built. So you just kind of assume that you're going to find stuff within 30 years of that, right?
Yeah.
But we found stuff way older than the property that we've been digging on.
Well, it's like if you look at a couple of my videos that one old park in town. As they go to the park, there's some big pine trees, and it's an area that's not really used. So the city would bring in their fill dirt that they dug up from somewhere else, not fill dirt, but the dirt they dug out of somewhere and throw it in there. So I was getting wheat pennies at 2 or 3 inches, but memorials at 8 or 9 inches.
Yep.
And some guy
Yep.
commented, he goes, "How the heck can you do that?" I go, "Because the first 4 or 5 inches was trucked in from somewhere else and dumped here and spread out. That's
Yep.
how." Yeah.
That's one of the places on this farm that we've been detecting. There's just these piles of sand, and I just assumed he had been moving it around from other places on the farm, like right across from where these mounds of sand are. There's just this flat field, and it's the flattest spot on the whole property. So I thought he had just pushed, leveled that field off for farming. And he said no. He said we actually had that sand brought here from the beach.
Oh.
And we have found flat buttons and musket balls, everything else in the world in that sand.
Cool.
And didn't know, because we were just detecting it. And so that's all stuff from the beach. And even if you know the history of the property, you've got to know stuff like that too, like where the fill dirt is, like it helps you. I just saw where, I think it was Got Relics, Rhode Island, said he had 40 something silvers this year already.
All right.
Why did he say that?
Oh, Team Clan Bake. Hi, Bean and Carl. Let's see who else is in there. Jeremy from Digging Up the Carolinas. Iffy, Mike, how you doing?
Huh. I thought I saw it. I could be going crazy.
Oh, you're on my stream. That could do it.
Yeah, there it is. Got Relics, Rhode Island. I've already dug up 45 silvers for the year. I thought I was doing good when we've dug up 8.
Mr. Charlie, welcome. If people don't know Mr. Charlie, he's a detectorist out of Texas, has a great channel. Go check him out. He just put out his newest video the other day. He finds some good stuff down there. He's out in kind of one of the boondock towns. Squirrel magnet fishing. Hello.
How long has he had a channel, Bill?
Oh, Mr. Charlie, you've had your channel about 4 or 5 years now, haven't you? But I know this was the first video I put out in like 10 months. He hadn't put any out in a while. So all the silver came from a beach. Huge silver spill beach dates back to the early 1800s. Yeah, about 4 or 5 years.
There's a lot of Mr. Charlie's channel on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, this is Mr. Charlie's detectorist. He's also a police officer there. And, what I like is he buys scratchers. And first time I saw him, he looks at the guy and he goes, "You sold me defective tickets. They're no good," because there were no winners on it. So it's like.
Yep, I see him. I found him.
Cool.
And I did not have him, so I do now.
Oh, cool. Everybody that doesn't know, go check him out. You'll like his channel. He's a really nice person. I mean, just great content. Fun to watch his stuff.
Nice.
Good night, swing that thing. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I ever told you, Gina. I'm a minister.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Since 1972.
Wow.
I mean, I have the junky papers now because I've lost my original paperwork, and I couldn't get hold of the 3 evangelists that ordained me. So, but yeah.
Wow. What denomination or?
No, no denomination, just an event. My first 7 years was as an evangelist traveling, and
Wow.
kind of like if somebody wants Methodist services or Pentecostal or Baptist, I did them all.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago. But
1972. That's a little while.
yeah. Well, I was ordained in 73. In 72, I accepted Jesus, my Lord and Savior. And in the middle of, I can't remember if it was January or February, I was baptized in a creek. It was like 20 degrees out.
Wow.
A whole bunch of us got baptized that day. Nobody got sick.
No. I had a teenager that got saved when I was in Pensacola, and now it's Pensacola, so it's not like it's the frigid north. But on the weekend that she's getting baptized, it was the coldest that I ever remember it being in Pensacola. We had snow. Trying to do my air quotes. We had snow. I mean, it was like basically just freezing rain. And I mean, so it was cold. It was down in the teens at night. You know, it was cold. And I didn't know it, but the heater in the baptistry broke. So that Sunday morning, that water was freezing cold. And I told her, I said, Casey, I'm sorry, it's like really cold. Like my hand was numb, just sticking my hand in to test the water. She said, that's okay. I still want to be baptized. I was like, okay. Yep. So she got baptized, and it was cold, man. It was cold.
Yep. Jay Steele's Adventures. I thought I saw somebody new come in here. How you doing, Jay Steele? He's got a really good channel.
Jake Steele?
Yeah. Okay, Mike at MP Signals. Are you a member of the Nomad team? I can't remember if that was you or someone else. Thanks for coming by, Brian.
See you, Brian.
Waiting for your videos. Just a tester. Oh, okay. Can't remember. I know there's only a few of them here in the States. They got a bunch of them over in the UK.
Dan's asking a question. He's asking, is it okay to be baptized in different religions? Dan, that's a pretty tough question. I mean, I guess the long and the short of it is, I don't really consider myself religious. I'm a believer in the Bible, and there's nothing I can do to earn any kind of favor with God. Religion usually is trying to earn favor with God. And so, when I was baptized, it was because of being obedient, in my relationship with the Lord. So I wasn't doing it because that was going to earn me heaven or anything. So I'm just baptized once. I know people that have been baptized more than once. I don't think there's anything in the Bible that prohibits that. But I think once is good enough.
Yeah. You probably like me. Christianity isn't a religion, it's a way of life.
Yeah, it's just different. A lot of times people think of what I do as my job and then I am somebody else, but I'm literally the same person sitting here talking to you guys that I am on Sunday morning talking to the church. I'm not someone who tries to be any different than who I am. I mean, that's all I can be, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
But,
hope that makes
but,
sense.
you know, yeah. What gets me when I hear people talk about Christians and how they should act, it's like, well, what are you a Christian? Well, no, then how do you know how they should act? Well, the Bible says, I go, did you actually read that or did you hear that from somebody?
Yeah.
That's like I had an argument with a guy one day about Judaism, and he goes, well, you have to be born. No, anybody can convert to Judaism. You don't have to be born into it.
Right. Now there are, there are, people who are Jewish by birth. But yeah, there's people that have converted to Judaism. Is this Luis? Louis? It's funny you say that, Louis, because I promise this is a true story. I know sometimes when I tell stories, people have to wonder, right? I was at the beach with the Knox. I take off and walk into the water. I'm at chest deep water, and I'm 6'5", so it's pretty deep. It's 5 foot of water or so. So the Knox is completely submerged, and somebody on a float comes floating by me and says, "Hey, is that thing waterproof?" Yeah. Yes, it is. I mean, my sarcastic nature tries to jump out there sometimes, but I just tried to be kind and say, yes, it is. But he typed a comment. He said he got baptized with his detector. That's pretty funny.
I didn't know that, Mike. They have separate testers away from the nomads. Oh, okay.
That's interesting. I found it interesting because watching this process, I'm still so new to the detecting hobby that when Noctamacro released the legend, it just made sense to me that the nomads would get the detector first,
Yeah.
And then I saw some of the nomads that I watch, and they didn't have it, but the quarter hoarder did, and I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense to me. But that's the way it is. That's the way they do it. I noticed the same thing. They did have different testers that weren't nomads, and some of the nomads weren't testers.
Yeah.
So. We're pretty excited for that machine.
100 DTs. They brought up an interesting because he's a dealer, so he couldn't be a nomad anymore because he was one of the first nomads. And he goes, "What got me?" He goes, "I see him handing out the machines to be tested by guys that only had like 100 people for subscribers." He goes, "What's that good is that going to do? Give it to somebody that doesn't have any viewers,
Yeah.
Testers always get it first, each says. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, which makes sense. But I was just saying that I thought that it would also make sense that your nomads are the testers. But, I mean, they've got your equipment. They're using it every day. And some of the testers didn't use Noctamacro products currently,
Yeah.
They make a fantastic detector. That's, we started on the Bounty Hunter, but where we live, and we got caught out in the rain one time with it, and that was it. It didn't work. So we got an AT Max after that. I said, we got to get something weatherproof, right? So we got an AT Max. And we had that, but then very quickly we all started to really like detecting. So for my birthday, the boys got me the Simplex, and I loved it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic machine. It is extremely well built. The build quality is amazing.
Yeah. That's I got the Vanquish because I wanted the multi-frequency. Now I know the Knox 800 has a lot of problems, and Vanquish has one with the battery compartment, but I've got the aftermarket battery for it, but it feels really flimsy. And I know
Yeah.
K Street Super Freak dropped his a couple times and it shut it off. And that was due to the batteries coming loose in the compartment. If it falls over, it'll even do it. That's why one reason I bought the aftermarket. Plus, I get 40 to 50 hours out of the battery, the R&B battery. But it's like, and yet the ears don't break on the coil on the thing. So, you know.
Yeah, that's one knock a lot of people have against the Nox. I mean, I went through 2 arm cuffs before I just went ahead and bought the alloy from Detect Ed. But I don't have the problem with the shaft wobbling like everybody talks about, and I haven't had any of the ears on the coil break. But I don't use it as a
drowned the control box either, right?
Oh yeah, I haven't had that happen, but I sync it all the time. I mean,
yeah.
One thing I heard,
Rob from Florida Thunder happened twice to him. So.
Yeah. One thing I've heard is a lot of times when that happens, it can be because people change the shaft, and when they attach the control box, they tighten it too much and it cracks the casing. That's one possible explanation. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I mean, I seriously, I have had mine for a year and I've had it submerged more times than I can remember. And I've never had that issue.
Yeah. Mike at Iffy Signals, that battery is awesome. And I have you to thank when I saw you when you first got yours, I thought that's what I got to get. And because of your video, I got it. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Louis, yeah, I broke 2 plastic cups as well. I always joke around with Gene, like because he runs the Simplex now that I have the Nox, and he'll just throw it down, and I was like, man, you got to be careful. He's like, Dad, it's the Simplex. It's okay. Like it doesn't, seriously, it is not, like it is tough. It's tough as nails. But the Nox, I'm always like, if I ever set it down on the ground, I'm trying to make sure he's not anywhere around because I don't want him to step on it or anything, Talk about him. Hey, the Nox is temperamental. You got to be careful with it.
One thing I noticed from the Vanquish, apparently they learned that about the cuff from the Nox. So the one the Vanquish is made out of material, it's real flexible. So
yeah, so it can take the shock of. Seriously, the 2 times that I broke mine, it wasn't like I was digging in the dirt. I was at the beach, and at the beach you don't have to, like, I just would let go of it, not from standing straight up, but I would just kind of go and let go of it a couple feet off the ground, and it snapped. I was like, what? After the second one, I said, forget that. I just went ahead and got that other arm cuff. So
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep. That is the one thing I would say, the build quality, but it's a fantastic machine. I love it. The tones, man, the tones are what sold me on it.
Well, I like my Vanquish. I mean, it's junior Nox, basically. Doesn't have all the settings, but I know it goes pretty much almost as deep as a Nox 800. So, the relic mode on thing is great. I had a old shotgun shell head stamp at 13 inches with that thing.
Wow.
I kept digging, going, what the heck, I knew it wasn't that big of an item. I knew it was small. And I thought, the heck am I just down so far? And I measured 13 inches and there was a head stamp. It's like, dang.
Wow. So, and you said that was with the Vanquish?
The Vanquish 440, yeah. In relic mode.
Wow.
Yeah. When I air tested it, the other modes, jewelry and coin, and of course you have one custom, but the other 2, 9 or 10 inches of max, and the relic mode, it wouldn't discriminate as well, or let the signals were kind of mingled more. But I got under 4 to 5 inches on everything I air tested in relic mode. So I guess it's kind of like field mode on the Nox.
Yeah. I agree with Dan. He says, he loves the Vanquish, but he's just too bad it's not waterproof. That's what I thought about the the Garrett, the what's the multi-frequency that they came out with? Apex,
The
yeah.
Apex? Yes,
When they
weatherproof, but not.
came out with it and said it wasn't waterproof, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why? That doesn't make sense.
Well, I'll tell you why, because I understand they have a AT Pro multi-frequency coming out, which will be waterproof at probably a lot more than the Apex in price.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I figured they would have an AT also, but then why come out with the Apex? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'd like to see the Vanquish waterproof. I'd like to see it with a manual ground balance because it's automatic right now, and automatic tracking, which is okay. But when you get in really, really nasty soil, it does get hard to tell some of the signals apart. Because I'm really surprised it will lock onto a good target in bad soil, but you just got to walk around and take a little longer doing it.
Yeah,
without the ground balance. So
that's one thing that's impressed me about the Nox. Like we go to of course several beaches where there's just tons of bottle caps, and they're just everywhere, and you can just be going and just beep 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 beep, but everyone you'll hear that it'll lock right on to a quarter or a ring or a dime, and you can just tell it's just completely different. Once it locks onto it, man, you've got it. You can dig that one thing up.
Yeah.
The separation is awesome.
Yeah, the Vanquish does something. Oh, and one other thing. It's only multi-frequency. You can't run a single frequency on the Vanquish, which is really irritating at times. So
yeah. I do like that option. Every once in a while, I will do that, and it does sound like a different piece of property when you do just one single frequency. You're kind of zeroing in on different items, and I go to the low frequency and just pick the coins out, and it just, you don't even hear the aluminum and other stuff. It just kind of makes it so quiet, but you're hearing that those coins, the silver and the brass, you're just picking them right out. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, because I had somebody call me one day and go, well, you got a Vanquish. How do you run it in single frequency mode? I said, you don't.
Yeah. Hey, Team Clanbeck is asking, do they make smaller coils for the Vanquish?
Yeah. Yes, they do. Who asked that?
They do. Team Clanbeck.
Yeah. They make an 8x5. It's the smallest one they make. I've got one. It's a really good coil. They make an 8x5, a 10x7, and a 12x9. Those are the only 3 coils they have.
How does it compare weight-wise?
No, it's light. The Vanquish is light, especially with that 8-inch coil on it, because it's not the most ergonomic, but it makes up for it by being light. First couple of days, it took me to get used to the feel of it, and after that, you don't even notice it.
Huh. Nice.
But I do like the fact that it'll fold up really small and fit in the backpack. So.
Yeah, that's another plus about the Simplex. It just collapses down to just about nothing, and you can take it anywhere. If we're ever going on a long hike, there's a couple of beaches that we go to that are a pretty good hike. We take the Simplex just because we can put it in a backpack.
Yeah. Heck yeah. That's like I was thinking once I get back out to California, what I like to get is they make the GoFind Mind Lab.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a place on eBay. They make them for National Geographic, put their name on it. But it's the same thing as the Model 66, the new one. And they're having them refurbished with a 1-year warranty for $75. And those things fold up into nothing.
Yep.
And everybody I've talked to that has one loves them. So, for always to keep with you, and pull it out of your car or your backpack and go detecting.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Well, Bill, I gotta go. It's 11:30, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming up, Gene. It was a pleasure having you up here.
It's really nice. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, Gene. Thank you.
Bye,
Have
Bill.
a great night.
You too.
Okay. Oh. Good night, Mike. Oh, man. Hey, guys, I think I'm going to call it early tonight. Man, it's been a long day for me. But thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Nathan. Oh, Nathan's gone. Marty, Lewis, Bean and Carl, Dan, Brewers. Thank you all for being here. And Mr. Charlie, Jeff, Jimmy from Outdoor Adventures, or Digging Up the Carolinas, I mean. Yeah. Good night, Tom. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a great week. We'll see you next week. Ugh.